going on, everybody? It's Top Bets checking back in. We got our first look video coming at you for Week 6 main slate. As always, all strategies and lineup advice are geared towards the high-risk approach. Before we get going, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments who you think goes off this week. Unfortunately, last week, our Week 5, did not go so well. When you don't nail the 90-point game of the week in the Browns and the Chargers, and you only have a little bit of exposure to it, you're going to get trampled from the rest of the field. And that is what happened to me, looking to get after it again this week for Week 6. Also, before we get going, hit up those guys at Occupy Fantasy. They have been killing it this year. Their lineup builder, they're actually giving away for free for Occupy members, and anybody who wants to join, they are going to give that away for free for the rest of October. Great tool. I use every single time that I build a lineup. Those guys at Occupy Fantasy kill it. So hit that link below, sign up with those guys at Occupy, and without further ado, let's go. All right, so we'll dive in position by position, see who is playing who. Let's see the different salaries so that they're set at. We got a different slate here as well. We got a couple teams on bye. We got the Falcons, Saints, Jets, and the 49ers on the bye here. And then we have a couple of elite offenses that are off the slate as well, with the Bucks, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Bills, Titans as well. So they're all off the slate here. So we got to find out some different plays, what we can definitely do. Mahomes, Murray, Jackson, and Herbert lead off here. I think a lot of people are going to go towards Lamar after he had that monster game, one of the best probably ever. 45-point outing, 14 carries for 62 yards. Then he threw for 442 yards and 4 touchdowns. Absolutely insane game. Then you had Herbert off of his insane game against the Cleveland Browns. 45.82. So I would say that's going to drive a lot of people to those two. So if you're going to pay up maybe for a Murray or a Mahomes, you might have some leverage on the field there. Dak against the Patriots would be a challenge. And then you got Rodgers going up against the Bears. So divisional matchup there. Probably it will be off of it a little bit. One guy that I like as a value play is Taylor HEINICKE. He is getting a lot on the rush yards. So 40 yards, 43, 21, 6, and 17. Probably averages about 20 so a game. And before last game, he was averaging close to 25 a game on DK. So he's been absolutely killing it. I look to piggyback on people that are playing the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which is non-existent. So they are the ranked 32nd. So he's probably going to have a little more ownership than he normally would on this concentrated slate. But I do like HEINICKE a lot. Maybe a lot of people are going to be off of Sam Darnold after the dud that he got last week at 9. Could be a leverage spot against the Vikings defense there at home. Wentz has been better. I don't think Davis Mills is going to be worth anything. You could probably look for the receivers there, not the quarterback there. You got Justin Fields at 5,100. That's appealing as long as that knee is okay. But he hasn't done anything. So if you have him on fantasy, you're probably just waiting for the explosive game. Don't know if this is the right matchup for him here. Just at first look right here, I really like HEINICKE. Then you could probably maybe go Cousins, Darnold if you want some type of leverage there. But also paying up for Mahomes or Murray. Because I think a lot of people are going to be in this range here. Jackson, Herbert, Rodgers, Prescott, and maybe even Stafford there. So if you could get maybe higher or lower than the field there. So on to running backs. So with the news that CEH is gone to IR, he leaves behind a backfield that needs to be filled. So we have DARREL Williams at 4,900. He filled in for him, got 5 attempts for 27 yards. He's going to be the lead back there. I know there's rumors about Marlon Mack getting there. DARREL Williams is the guy. If you need a running back in fantasy, go pick him up. I don't know if he's lock button material yet. I'm pretty close to just saying, hey, this is a free square. Let's throw him in there in every single lineup and differentiate ourselves in different aspects of it. I have not decided that yet, but I'm leaning towards that. So Darrell Williams definitely sticks out, going to be 30 to 40% owned at least. The next guy that also is there with Saquon Barkley's injury is Devontae Booker, which he actually had a lot more usage after Saquon got hurt very, very early in the game. 16 attempts for 42 yards, so not very good there, but he had a lot in the passing game and also got a couple touchdowns, so 20.8. I would defer ownership to Darrell over Devontae Booker, but $500 there you can save and maybe pay up for an elite wide receiver. Another guy, so it depends on what McCaffrey does. I don't know what his timetable is. Not sure there. If he plays, I'm probably not going to have much of him just because he's just a wild card. But I don't think they would play him unless he's 100%. So you got to put that in your back of your head. And then you got 8,800 as well. My guy of the week is going to be Austin Ekeler. If you guys saw what Jonathan Taylor did to them last night, absolutely thrashed them through the air, then that's what Ekeler does. Also has been incredible on the ground this year as well. They had 3 touchdowns last game, 33 points, 32 points the week before. This is probably going to be my highest exposed player just from the first look of it all. You got Taylor, Gibson, Mixon. So there's 2 guys right here, Mixon and Swift. Those 2 are very, very intriguing to me. Swift has been like my jewel all year. I've just gone back to him every single week. His passing game, I mean, he's getting so many targets, 11, 5, 7, 6, 6. That's what you want on a DraftKings running back high risk. You want those guys with a ton of pass game. And in those games, really, that he's gone off, he's gotten a lot of pass games. He doesn't rush very well at all. 39, 37, 47, 16, and 51. So this way to get him is through the air, and they come from behind a lot, and you got to throw it. So I like Swift again this week. And then probably the dark horse of the week is Joe Mixon, depending on his health. So his health here, if he's right, he gets the greatest matchup for a running back, which is the Detroit Lions. They cannot stop anybody. And he looked somewhat healthy. I think they were just trying to ease him in. I think after another full week, he should be able to go. Maybe Samaje Perine gets 20 to 30%. But it won't be a split backfield, I don't think, this week. So I like me a lot of Joe this week as well. But then you got Darrell Henderson down here at 6,000. Another guy who's very, very used in the pass game for the Rams. Incredible floor, 15, 17, 16, 16. I don't think he hasn't even had a ceiling game yet. So watch out. He's going to get another week down, being a little bit more healthy. Like those guys. And then you got Nick Chubb, Aaron Jones up here. They're priced accordingly. Chubb has gone up significantly with those bonker games that he's had. But I'm going to go probably Mixon, Swift. If I'm going to pay up, I'm going to pay up for Ekeler. Or I'm going to probably just do a free square with Darrell Williams. Wide receivers. So you're going to probably see a big jump here for Mike Williams. He's been absolutely killing it, leading the league, 6 receiving touchdowns. Cash the future bet for VIP. Absolutely got that in 5 weeks, which is nice. He had that one dud last week and then suppressed ownership last week. And now he went from 7,200 to 8,100. So he started the year at 5,500. Now he's at 8,100. Incredible leap. But he's been absolutely dominant this season and well-deserving. Probably the guy that you would want to own up here, you got Adams, who's had a stupid amount of target share, but he's $9,000 compared to what he was. He was $8,200 last week. A little bit of a discount last week, so kudos to you if you played him. But now you get him at $9,000. We'll see how much I get of him. I might have a little bit. But when you have that cheap running back in there, you can pay up for these elite receivers. Yeah, bounce back performance for DJ Moore. Then you got Scary Terry against this KC defense. Going to be very popular. Good fan of him. Jamar Chase has jumped up here now. CeeDee Lamb. You don't rule out Robert Woods. with Cooper Kupp. You got those two guys still elite. Justin Jefferson, Hopkins. Probably my favorite play would be Mikey Williams or Adams to pay up for, and then probably DJ Moore and Scary. If you are going to find some value, Brandon Cooks, like I said, if you're going to find him through the air against the Colts, that's the way to beat them. Go from Cooks, or you can go like Chris Conley or Nico Collins, Michael Pittman, Jacoby Myers, Tony, especially if Shepard and Slayton are out, are definitely some options. OBJ might be recommended by me, but it's going to really anger me if he is. I don't want to play him, but he's just the only target there, and for whatever reason, they're just not throwing it to him. And when they do throw it to him, it's not very accurate. So you got another discount on Robbie Anderson at $4,800. He just hasn't done anything this year. So maybe positive regression for him. We'll see. Anybody else down here that I like from initial look? No, not really. Paris Campbell was pretty good last night. And there's Conley. Yeah, and then yeah, I think that KC Washington stack that'll probably be my favorite stack of the week. Just makes too much sense, and then you just hope to get the right guys in those stacks. So tight end, we got Kelsey and Waller on this slate, and if you're gonna pay up for tight end, those are the two. I mean, you're probably gonna save $400 going with Waller compared to Kelsey. But this guy, Andrews, last night is going to draw a buttload of ownership with a 44 output that he had, which was incredible last night. Absolutely dominated. 13 targets, 11 receptions. Some value tight ends here. Excuse me. We got Jonnu, Seals Jones. Seals Jones here. He absolutely had 8 targets, pretty much taking over Logan Thomas's role here, and against the weak Kansas City Chiefs defense, very viable at $3,000. Definitely would be a guy that I'm looking at. I'm waiting for Cole Kmet to be something this year, and I just don't have the faith to roster him. But he needs to. He was the guy, but that whole offense has just been so poor as of late. Maybe the positive regression is going their way. Evan Engram, if you played him last week, 4 targets, 55 yards. I mean, pretty solid day. Nothing that sticks out completely. Hunter Henry got a touchdown for you. So you got 13 and 19 back-to-back weeks with touchdowns. So he's going to be very, very popular as well. Schultz priced up accordingly. He jumped to $500 more, so $4,900. Probably what I would do here is go Andrews or Waller, not pay up for Kelsey unless he's in the stack. And then you got the value play here in Ingram, and then Seals Jones as well. So you also got Jared Cook, maybe ALIE-COX. He's been pretty serviceable as of late, 19 and 8. Jack Doyle hasn't been as healthy. So those are some mid-range guys there. Nobody to punt really at the tight end. But like I said, if you're going to play a lot of cheap running backs, you could even fit Booker. You can put Williams in there. Then you can pay up at these different positions. So that's probably how I'll attack it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like the strategy, who you guys think is going to go off this week. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I appreciate you guys tuning in.